You know, when the pandemic forced schools to shut down last spring, families didn't think their students would still be learning virtually. Almost a year later, and that meant some of the hastily arranged learning spaces, they became permanent.
And News 5's Jessie Schultz spoke to one Northeast Ohio teacher who is building a better land by giving his students a virtual learning spot that will help them focus on their studies.
For the better part of a year, Canton City School's teacher, John Huntsman, has only seen his students through a computer screen. But what he noticed in the four corners of that screen is that students were learning on the floor, on the couch, or even in their beds. So he decided to do something about it.
For mom Brandy Goodwin, virtual learning comes with a learning curve all of its own. Not just making sure her kids are keeping up with their work, but that she is too.
I'm going to school too, so there's 3 of us in the home that are doing school all at the same time.
Goodwin, her daughter Bailey, and her younger son all in their own classes at the same time, sitting at the same kitchen table.
There was like no room. We were all at the same table, setting up, and we'd have to keep ourselves muted the whole time. And then if we wanted to say something, we'd have to hurry up and try and say it before somebody else started talking.
John Huntsman is a Title I reading teacher and one of Bailey's instructors.
I could see that there are a lot of kids lying on the couch, lying on the floor, lying on beds. And I thought, well, that's not really a place that's conducive to learning.
The thought of not having a workspace to call their own bothered him. So much so, he took matters into his own hands, quite literally. Huntsman, with no prior knowledge, began building desks.
When John approached me about building these desks, he said, "Would you mind?" I'm like, absolutely not. If it's for the kids or for the families, it's always going to be, if you can make it happen, go do it.
And he did.
I started ripping the boards lengthwise to use 2x2 so that it wouldn't be so heavy. If the kid had to move it.
Huntsman, in his own time with his own money, has already made 16 desks. He and Principal Bob CRONE have delivered 11. One to Bailey's house, where she's moved it into her room.
It's not as loud. I have my own space and there's a lot more room.
And while virtual learning is mostly about English, math, and science, there may be even more to learn from a simple act of kindness.
I think what he's doing is absolutely amazing for all these kids.
Huntsman says he's hoping to build even more desks and get a grant from Home Depot for the material. But in the meantime, if you'd like to donate to his cause, we have how to do that on our News 5 app. For News 5, I'm Jessie Schultz.